Hey Mom, I just wanted to remind you about our plans today since I have some updates. It sounds to me like Jack was able to get reservations at that one restaurant that I was telling you about. I don't think it's going to be anything too formal, so just show up how you would to any other restaurant. I think we're going out for Italian, so don't wear white.
Yes, I suppose that would make it pretty easy to see where I got sauce on myself, wouldn't it? But I'm glad and grateful that Jack was able to find a good place to book for us. I'm really looking forward to this.
Forward to this too, Mom, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that I was also a bit nervous.
What, Jessica? What is there to even be nervous about? Did something happen between you and Erwin?
No, it's nothing to do with Erwin and I at all, but it's just that, well, I guess his dad said some things that just really weren't sitting right with me. And I think that some of what his dad has been saying might be starting to rub off on Erwin. I'm not really sure if I can explain it any better than that without going into too much detail about what all was said.
I'm sorry, but I guess I'm just a little bit confused. If you don't want to talk about this, then that's okay, but I'm afraid that I can't really follow along with what you're saying to me.
Well, it's just, I don't know. I guess that Erwin's dad really doesn't seem to be happy about the fact that I was raised in a single-parent household. And this isn't just hearsay, Mom. He's actually told me this himself. And now even Erwin has been saying things that hint at him not being happy about it either.
Wait a second. You mean that your fiancé's father and now even your fiancé are talking bad about the way that you were raised? What were they even saying?
I don't know. I wasn't really trying to listen, to be honest, but you know his family, they all come from a long line of politicians, and I guess they just have some pride about that. And I think more than anything, they probably just have a lot of misconceptions and misgivings about what being raised in a single-parent household even means. But I just know that if they were to meet you, that would probably solve everything. I mean, you do know who Erwin's dad, Jack, is, right?
Yes, I think I've heard of him, but I think that we've hardly ever actually interacted in person. Although I'm sure that Jack wouldn't want to try and start anything with me as soon as he realized who I am.
No, I don't think that he would try and start with you over anything. Although, don't be surprised if he gets a little competitive about things.
I suppose that might have to be expected, won't it? But if that is all that's going to happen, then I'm not sure what you're worried about. I think I know how to handle myself, thank you very much. After all, I think there were plenty of people who thought that they could look down on us just because I was raising you all by myself. But I am sure that if we all just sit down to eat a nice meal and talk this out, that we'll be able to clear up some of their misconceptions. Although that being said, I have to say that I'm surprised that someone would actually still cling on to such an outdated belief.
I know, you're right. You might be fine tomorrow, but that wasn't all that I wanted to talk to you about. There's something else that I wanted to discuss with you before the meal.
Oh, really? Well, what is it that you wanted to talk to me about? What else is there that I should know?
The thing is that both Jack and Erwin asked for your phone number so that they could get in contact with you. So I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind if I shared that with them before tomorrow.
Well, that's a bit strange that they would ask you for that when we're all about to meet tomorrow in person anyways. Can they not just get my number from me directly tomorrow? Why can't we just do that? I don't understand why we wouldn't be able to make that work. In fact, that seems like it would be so much easier to me.
I told them that you were really busy and that she might not like it, but they both seemed pretty insistent about it. I don't know. You know how they get. It isn't like I didn't try to explain all of that to them.
I see. Well, then I guess that means that they won't take a simple no for an answer. Gosh, I wish they would just listen to what people were trying to say to them. It would make things so much easier. And it makes me think that there is something they might have that they want to talk to me directly about. I don't know. I guess I just have a bad feeling about all of this, if I'm being honest with you. So I suppose that if they really do want my number that badly, that there shouldn't be a problem in you giving it to them.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pass along your number to them. Thanks so much for understanding, and sorry to bug you with this when you're already so busy.
You don't have anything to apologize about, Jessica. After all, you're not the one asking for this. But I just do hope that things between you and Erwin are still going well. I just want you to know that it's okay to call this off if you feel that it's not going well.
No, it's nothing too bad or serious. I just wish that they would be a little more open-minded towards you and the whole raised by a single mother thing. And I think it just stinks that this is even a topic that we have to clear things up on and try and make them feel comfortable with. Does all of that make sense?
Of course it does, and I completely understand why you would hope to have more support from your fiancé and his family. But hopefully, after we all sit down and talk about this tomorrow, it won't become a problem in the future. Either way, I am really looking forward to the meal and seeing everyone in person. It feels like it's taken so much work to finally put all of this together. So I'll see you tomorrow, dear. You have a lovely rest of your day. It was nice talking to you, even if it was just about putting all of this together in the first place.
Hello, this is Town Councilman Jack Harrison. I take it that this is Beth, Jessica's mom, isn't it? I got the number from your daughter, and so I'm hoping that I'm speaking to the correct person right now. Or rather, texting, I should say.
Hello. Yes, this is Jessica Williamson. It is a pleasure to meet you, Jack. And yes, Beth told me that you were asking about getting my phone number. I'm happy to finally be able to connect with you. Or rather, I suppose it would be more appropriate to say that it's been a long time since we last spoke, hasn't it?
Are you saying that you and I have met before? I'm terribly sorry, ma'am, but I really don't remember meeting you at all. In fact, thinking about it now, I don't think I've ever met anyone from a single-parent household before. Not the kid or the parent, so I don't think that we've met.
Oh, but we have met before, you and I. Although I am thinking that maybe meeting each other tomorrow in person might serve to jog your memory a little bit.
Well, I understand that you seem to think that we've met before, but I'm telling you that I have no recollection of that at all. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? You and I have not met. In fact, I really don't think that someone like me would ever lower themselves to talk to you. Or rather, how would someone as low as you even manage to talk to me?
Lower yourself? You think I'm beneath you? I really don't understand what it is that you're trying to get at, but if you're saying what I think you're trying to say, well, I think it would do you well to choose your next words very carefully.
Right, look, I'm going to get to the chase and skip all the niceties, okay? Now, I don't really know what you and your daughter might be after with all this, but I want you to know that I'm not about to let you pull any kind of scam on me or my family. Understand? We're not going to give either of you one red cent. In fact, I'll be even more honest. I don't trust you or your daughter one bit. You are both just as shift as each other. I couldn't even throw you as far as I trust you because I don't at all.
I'm sorry, but I'm just a little confused about what you're talking about. When did either of us even say that we wanted money from you?
Listen, I'm a member of the town council. I know what it's like to live in the world that I do. And if I've learned one thing, it's that when some poor family tried to get close to you, they're only doing so with one goal in mind. I mean, the moment that Erwin told me that he was dating some girl from a single-parent household, I have to say that I was quite shocked. I thought that he would have thought more carefully about who it was that he was going to be bringing home to introduce to his mom and I. But I guess that my boy is still young and has a lot to learn. After all, he didn't even know that he should be watching out for exactly your kind of people to come slinking around.
I'm sorry, Jack, but do you not realize at all just how insulting you're being, both to me and my daughter? I mean, really, you're an elected official. Do you think that this is any way to speak to the people that you claim to serve? Why do you think that you can just assume that every single parent household is just after money? Is that really how you view the world? I can't believe that someone like you was let anywhere near the levers of power that control our society. I really don't think that you have any real basis for any of these beliefs besides your own personal biases. The fact of the matter is that you just don't know what you're talking about at all. And I would really appreciate it if you stopped accusing my daughter and I of having such a behavior. You are being very rude, and I don't care to stand for it any longer. Now, tomorrow we are supposed to get together for a nice meal and discuss how our children are engaged to one another. So I just can't understand why you think that it's appropriate to be texting me these kinds of things the day before such a meeting.
I just thought that I'd give you some forewarning before we did meet. I just want to let you know that I already know exactly the kind of people that you and your daughter are, and I won't let you get away with this.
You really just don't know when to stop, do you? What makes you think that you have to talk about two people that you haven't met like that?
I already told you that I'm on the town council, didn't I? If there's one thing that I know, it's people and how they work. And if you think I'm going to let you and your daughter sully my family's legacy, then you're dead wrong. I mean, did you two really think that you would get away with this? That I would just let you waltz into my family and open the door and let you both in?
Again, there is really no need for any of this kind of language, Jack. I just want to know how you can make these judgments when we haven't even met in person. You may be on the town council, but if you don't see why that post shouldn't make you more empathetic to the needy, then that is quite disturbing.
What? You think that being a politician means that I'm supposed to be some kind of bleeding heart? You think that it means that I'm supposed to care about the average person on the street? Being a politician just means that I'm better than everyone else.
And here I thought being on the town council meant that you were supposed to be a representative of your constituency. You do realize that I am a voter in your district, don't you? Don't you care at all about getting my vote? Working for the town council isn't something that makes you great. It's a job you should be given because you're already a good person. I really do think that if you don't change your outlook on the world, that you might make some serious consequences for yourself. Again,
what do you know about anything? You're just a single mother to a sad, pathetic little daughter. But I guess I'm starting to see why it is that your husband left you. If I had to be nagged at like this by you every single day, I might pack my bags and never come back too. But don't worry, I'm going to see to it that Erwin leaves your daughter the same way your husband left you. What? You mean that
you have no idea about anything that my daughter and I have gone through, and I would appreciate you not jumping to conclusions like that. I have to say that I am really, really disappointed in you, Jack, but let's just say that I am very much looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait to see the look in your face when we finally see each other in person. After all this time. Oh, I'm already trying to hold my laughter thinking about how you're going to react when you do see me.
That you're still going to come tomorrow, even after all that I've said? You're a persistent one. I'll certainly give you that, lady. But just know this, that this isn't going to change anything. I'm going to protect my family from no good lowlives like you and your daughter. I won't let some poor rabble like you sink their claws into my son.
I'm just going to say that the only reason I'm even bothering to show up for this tomorrow is all for my daughter's sake. You, your family, your son, and your status, none of that matters to me one bit. All I care about is Beth. Although given the way that you've been treating me just in this text conversation alone, don't be surprised if this whole engagement just falls apart. Look, I think that as parents...
Well, that would be fine with me. In fact, I was hoping to have achieved that by now anyways. What makes you think that I want my son to go through with this marriage? You know what? On second thought, I might...
As parents, we should support the choices that our children make, especially when it comes to love. Now, if you think that my daughter has some kind of ulterior motive, I can assure you that she doesn't, and I'll have you know that neither do I.
I might actually be okay with your daughter marrying my son, as long as she promises never to talk to you ever again. I mean that I'd let her...
I'm sorry, I don't think that I'm following along with what you're saying. What would be the point of that?
I'd let her marry Erwin if she just cast off her past as someone raised by her mom. Not only would having you hang around only bring shame to my brilliant political dynasty, but it would be the only way that we could really be sure that we can control your daughter and make sure that she doesn't either steal money or ruin our reputation. If she can do that, then I'll let her marry my boy.
Well, I'll say this much for you, Jack. You certainly do have an overinflated sense of self. I mean, I know that powerful men are supposed to be all ego, but you're like a bad caricature of a lousy politician. I mean, to think that the day before we were supposed to meet in person, you reach out to me just to insult my family and I like this? You must really think that your family is the cream of the crop around here, don't you?
Of course I do. My family has literally helped to lead this town for generations. What have you done with your life besides lose a husband and raise a useless daughter? Even my son is working in my campaign office, and one day, if he learns how to do it right, he'll be ready to take over my seat on the council. But before that can happen, I need to make sure that he gets smart enough about what kind of people he's letting into his life.
Sorry, don't we live in a democracy? I don't see how you think you'll just pass along your seat. And I will ask you to keep your comments about me, my daughter, and how I raised her to yourself when we meet tomorrow.
If you have a problem with anything that I have to say tomorrow, then you can leave and cancel the whole engagement. I'm a politician, and here in this country, we have a little thing called freedom of speech. Got it? But more important, I am going to do whatever it takes to protect my family from people like you, and that's why you're not going to get away with this.
Aro, if the only reason you're seeking power is just so that you can lord it over people you see as beneath you, then I don't think you're a good fit for office. Especially since you seem to think that you can actually create some kind of dynasty with your family, or that would be even something desirable for a functioning democratic society.
There you go again, running your mouth, as if you have any idea what you're talking about. Politics isn't for women, and it certainly isn't for single mothers. You don't know what's for the good of society, because you're not good for society. But I don't even know why I'm trying to tell you all of this. It's like trying to teach a toddler about rocket science. It's all just going in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, you're right. I am getting nothing of value from this conversation at all, but I suppose you'll just have to try again in person tomorrow. Anyways, that's all the time I have to text. I look forward to seeing you then. Excuse me.
How are you supposed to sit when we only made reservations for us and not you? Did you really think that we were going to just let you walk into our family with open arms? You're even more stupid than I thought, if you really did think that it was going to be that easy.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? Are you talking about our lunch plans today?
Of course I am. I made reservations at one of the nicest Italian places in the city. And let's face it, there's no way that a nobody like you could ever afford to eat here. So since you don't even have enough money to afford your own meal, why would we reserve a seat for you to be here? Did you really think that you were going to get a free lunch from us that easily? Well, think again.
There you go again, trying to make fun of me for things that you have no idea about. Honestly, I would have hoped that you did your homework by now, but I guess you'll just have to learn your lesson the hard way.
I know that you're poor, and that tells me everything else that I need to know about you. You're the one that needs to learn to accept their place in this world.
You really think that you know my place better than I do? I just don't know what to say to a man like you.
I don't care what you say. Nothing you could ever say is going to change how I feel about this marriage or you, and that's why you don't have a seat here. So if you want, you can either stand at the table while we eat and enjoy our food like civilized beings, or you can just give up and go home. Honestly, you should just be grateful to me that I'm even giving you the choice. Don't say that I never did anything for you.
I see. Well, if those are the only two choices that you're going to give me, then why don't you just tell my daughter that I've gone home?
Yes, this is perfect. You better go home. There's no place for you here at all.
Yes, it would appear that there isn't. Just don't tell me that I didn't warn you. You will regret this.
Regret? This is the best decision I've made in a long time. If I knew that it would be this easy to get rid of you, I wouldn't have even bothered talking to you yesterday. Now get out of here, you little lowlife nobody.
I guess we'll just have to see who the real lowlife is, won't we?
Hey, what the heck is going on here, huh? We've been waiting at the restaurant for a long time now, and nobody's here. I mean, not even my son has shown up here yet. He's not even picked up his phone. Do you have any idea what's going on here?
Our whole family is over. It's ruined, and you were the one that ruined it.
Wait, what? What is all this about? What are you talking about? Have you gone crazy or something?
Sorry about that. I was only passing along a message from your wife is all. I actually ran into her in front of the Italian restaurant and explained to her all of what happened between you and I.
Wait a second. You mean that it was my wife who said that? So then, does that mean that she's talking about our family?
Yeah, I mean, it would appear as if that was what she was referring to. But this is what you get for trying to treat me and my mom the way you did. I'll have you know that no one in my life has been more supportive of me than my mother. But
What are you talking about, Jessica?
I just really don't get where someone like you gets off. I mean, why be so judgmental about people you haven't met when you're literally going to meet them the next day? I really thought that you would have been more careful with your choice of words after hearing that you had met my mom before. But I guess your wife was able to figure out what you couldn't anyway, and that's why she got so distraught. I'm just saying...
Okay, just what the heck is going on here, huh? What are you talking about? What did my wife figure out about what you're saying? I wasn't able to. Huh?
I'm just saying that your wife saw who my mom was, and that was her reaction to how you treated her. But I'm surprised that you couldn't fit all the pieces together. After all, my mom is one of your most influential supporters and basically won your last election for you.
Hold on a second now. You're really not making any sense at all. I mean, are you really trying to tell me that I owe my victory to your mom?
I just thought that you would have recognized my mom as the head of Williamson & Co. But I guess you were so hung up on the fact that she raised me as a single mother that you blinded yourself to everything else. And no matter how many times my mom tried to warn you, you just kept looking down on her.
Wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that your mom is the same Beth Williamson who heads Williamson & Co.?
That's right. And I'm just shocked that even after my mom gave you her full name, that you still accused her of being after your money. You really should have just kept your mouth shut until you had actually seen her face to face. But then again, not even Jack knew who my mom really was. This was going to be the first time the two of them met.
But no, are you telling me the truth? Is your mom really? She can't be.
She literally told you who she was and encouraged you to stop talking until we had all met in person. But are you telling me that you didn't even do any looking into who my family might be, where I was coming from? Or did you think that it would just be a waste of money and resources to do so much digging into a nobody like me? Even as a politician, I would have thought that name recognition alone would have been enough to tip you off, but...
Please, you have to tell me where your mom is right now. I am serious.
But she already told you that she was going to go back home, didn't she? As for me, after I met up with your wife, I texted Jack and told him that I couldn't get married to him anymore. So even though we'll probably never meet again, I hope that this serves as an important wake-up call to you about how to treat others.
What do you mean? You broke up with my son. But what about the wedding? What's going to happen with that?
I just told you that there isn't going to be a wedding. I wouldn't want to join your family in a million years.
But we came from a long line of leaders and politicians.
Why should any of that matter if you just use your prestige and power to look down on others? I've already talked to Jack about all of this as well, so it's over. Please don't bother my mom or I again. Despite what I had said, Jack ended up calling my mom from the restaurant to beg for her to forgive him. He must have been really desperate to have that kind of conversation in a public place, because it turns out that a local reporter was at a nearby table and overheard half of the phone conversation. He picked up enough to hear that Jack had been very cruel and mean in his language to an important supporter. When he finally figured out who my mom was, the reporter asked her to comment on the story. She didn't, but her texts with Jack were somehow leaked to the press. And so, in the midst of his son's engagement falling apart, the news about Jack broke and his support rates with votes quickly tanked. After that, investigations into his campaign revealed some financial irregularities, and now it's a whole thing. Frankly, I stopped following the story shortly after it broke, as I knew all the details that mattered to me. I'm just grateful that I dodged a bullet by not marrying into Irwin's family and getting my mom caught up in all of this as well. As for my mom, after all of the news stories about Jack and his family were breaking, she withdrew all of her support for any of his campaigns and released a statement explaining why she chose to do so. Not only were the financial crimes a problem, of course, but she discusses the inappropriate way that Jack conceived of political power and how he lacked the spirit appropriate for having such power in a pluralistic society. I can only hope that this whole story serves to warn powerful people about being too full of themselves, but I'm not going to hold out much hope. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Do my eyes deceive me? I thought for a second that I just saw someone here at my wedding who certainly doesn't belong one bit. I thought for just a brief moment that I saw some dirty little poor person who had snuck into my wedding, even though they really should know better. Well, you're sending these messages to me, so I guess I can only assume I'm who you're referring to, right? Unless you're saying there's another sad, poor person here just like me. Maybe we could go and look for them together, and then I could have a friend at this wedding. Wouldn't that be nice? Are you acting stupid, or are you really just this dense? Of course I'm talking about you. Who else would I even be talking about? And I can't believe you actually just admitted that you were poor, but I guess that means at least you know your place. So good for you. I thought that all poor people like you were too stupid to be aware of who they were. So at least you have that going for you. Oh, well, it would be kind of hard for me to forget, what with how often you're always reminding me of it. So I guess I have you to thank for telling me just how poor I am. I mean, I never once really thought of myself as poor before, but then I met you and you made sure to put me in my place. So I'm just so grateful that I've had the chance to be told over and over and over again about how I'm a poor nobody. Well, I'm surprised that you had never been able to figure it out yourself. After all, everyone else was thinking it. I suppose it really was just a matter of time. I mean, don't you think it's just a little bit sad? Your brother is going to become a doctor and you only have a high school diploma. I guess Michael must have gotten all the brains in the family, huh? Meanwhile, you got... well, I don't think you really got anything, if I'm being honest. Yeah, you are right about that. I was never really good at studying in school when I was a student. I think everyone around me always saw that maybe I just wasn't cut out for a system like that. And because of that, even though I was the older sister, it always felt a bit strange being there for all of Michael's accomplishments. Aw, I'm sure it did. You probably felt like your life had barely even started, and yet you were already being completely overshadowed by your brother, I bet. Well, I just thought that you might be able to sympathize with me on the point, given that you're unemployed and all that. Excuse me? And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? Is that supposed to be a dig on me? Well, nice try, but those kinds of insults aren't going to work on me. Unlike you, I simply don't have to work, and that's why I don't have a job. It's really just that simple. But if you really must know, even when I was working, I always got high marks for my performance and was a model employee. So it's not like I can't, I just choose not to. Wow, that's amazing! That really is so cool that you wanted to give up a career and financial independence all because you're getting married. I know what you're getting at, but like I already told you, it simply won't work on me. Because at the end of the day, I know that you're just a sad, poor, stupid little poor person who doesn't have an ounce of the work experience that I do. So I suppose even trying to explain why I do the things I do to someone like you is really just pointless, isn't it? Anyways, there's actually something that I wanted to ask of you. A little favor, if you will. Really? You want to ask me a favor? Well, please, by all means, tell me what it is. I mean, I'm just dying to do anything you ask of me as a lowly poor person. Well, good. I'm glad that you understand your place is to do as you're told by your superiors. But I was wondering if I could ask you to not sit at the table reserved for family. You don't want me to sit at the table where the rest of our family is going to be sitting? I don't really know if you understand what you're asking. After all, you do know that I'm basically all the family that Michael has left, don't you? And sitting at the table for a wedding is important since it represents the two families that are being tied together as one through the wedding. Well, that's exactly the issue. You see, if everyone at the table realizes that the only family that Michael has is you, well, I'm just afraid that my family will start to apply all of the negative things about you to Michael and start judging him for his sister. Do you understand? Oh, don't worry about that. I've already made plans to rent a really pretty dress for the wedding. I know that I may not be a person of high standing or class, but I promise to at least look like one for the wedding. Surely you can grin and bear through my presence at the table while you're standing up on the altar with Michael, right? You really expect me to trust that you know how to pick a dress that would be good enough for the kind of wedding that Michael and I are going to have? I seriously doubt that you would know what good taste was if you got hit upside the head with a Louis Vuitton bag. Anyways, I don't care how good you could make yourself look. The fact of the matter is that the moment you opened your mouth, everyone would realize what an uneducated little street urchin you were. I mean, do you even know in what order you're supposed to be using the forks and knives when there are more than one of them by the plate? Do you even know how to use a fork and knife, period? Or do you just eat with your hands and then savor the flavor left on your fingers like some kind of Neanderthal? Oh, don't worry. I think I know that one at least. You use the knife to do the cutty bits, and then you use the fork when you need to poke things, right? Wow, don't pop a blood vessel in your head trying to keep that straight, okay? But like I said, you're not going to be eating at the family table. Instead, I thought that we would just put you outside in the hall with a plate of food. That way you'll be away from everyone else and can make all the mess you want. Doesn't that sound nice? You mean you would really have me eat in the hallway at my own brother's wedding? Of course. I mean, the fact of the matter is that no one at the wedding is going to want to eat with you anyways, though. I'm sorry, but you just aren't going to fit in with all the fancy and well-dressed people who are going to be coming to the wedding, and I think that you just have to accept that. Nobody even wants to see you at the wedding, let alone share a table and talk with you. I see. Well, then maybe the least you could do is let me just sit cross-legged in the aisle and eat there instead of in the hallway. I mean, I'm quite small and don't take up that much space anyways. Surely that would be okay, right? No, because I am telling you that people don't even want to see you at the wedding. The less you can be in the back of people's minds, the better. It's best if you just wouldn't come at all, really. But since that isn't going to happen, we just have to make arrangements so that the least number of people know that you even exist. Besides, what would you even do at a table with other people? It would be a total waste for you. I doubt that you even know how to talk to upper-class people like us. You're telling me that you're really serious about this? Even though I came all the way here to be present for my brother's wedding? You're really not even going to let me sit at the family table just because you have some weird person grudge against me? Now, Ren, I think you're forgetting something very, very important here. It's not just Michael's wedding, it's also my wedding. You do realize that, don't you? And everyone knows that on the day of a wedding, the wife is far more important than the husband in terms of trying to appease her. And as my future sister-in-law, that should mean that you wanted to do everything to give me what I want today, right? Well, I guess you're not exactly wrong about any of what you've just said. But still, I can't help but feel like this isn't exactly fair. Well, all I'm saying is that if we look at who's invited who, then I think you'll find that you have to agree with me. I have so many people here from my side of the family and who I've invited here, right? Meanwhile, you and your brother are basically it as far as Michael's side goes, which pretty much means that all of the wedding gifts and cash that we get are going to be from my guests, right? Well, again, I guess that's a point that I can't really refute exactly. That's right. So those are just more reasons why it's just better for everyone if you are neither seen nor heard or talked about at all. I mean, if people know that you're Michael's sister, then they're going to start asking where the rest of the family is, don't you think so? So basically, you are going to save everyone a lot of hassle if you just stay in the hallway and out of our way. I see. Well, I guess if you really feel that strongly about me doing that, then I don't really have any choice in the matter, do I? That's more like it. Although you really should have just listened to me and agreed with me in the first place. We would have saved so much time.
Hey, Ren. Really sorry to bug you in the middle of my wedding. I'm sure you have a good reason for what you were doing, but why are you in the hallway right now? Did I miss something? I mean, I think that the hallway is for the staff to use and less the wedding guests like you, you know?
Michael? Did you really see me in the hallway? What were you doing out there? What's going on with the wedding and the ceremony?
Well, that's just it. I was waiting for things to start and realized that you weren't anywhere to be seen, so I came out to come and look for you. I mean, I thought that you were going to give a speech today, so I didn't want you to be absent for that, you know? And then that's when I heard that someone mentioned one of the guests in the hallway, and I came to find that it was you.
But, I mean, this is what you wanted me to do, isn't it?
Sorry, what? You think that I want you to be sitting out in the hallway? What are you talking about?
I didn't want to embarrass you. I didn't want people to be asking about why I was the only guest that you invited to your wedding.
I'm sorry, but I'm still kind of confused. Why would I even care about that? Where's all of this coming from right now?
I mean, it's not like it doesn't make any sense to me, you know? I understand it. After all, you're a doctor and making tons of money, and I'm barely making enough to get by. I'm just a poor moron, let's face it. I don't belong at your wedding with all those fancy people. I wouldn't even know what to talk about with them.
Wait a second, Ren. Are you serious? I'm really sorry that that's bothering you so much right now, but I hope you know that I don't care about any of that. I mean, you're my older sister, and that's the only thing that matters to me. Why on earth would I be embarrassed to have a sister like you? I love you, you know that? Just where did you even get this idea that I would be embarrassed to have you at my wedding in the first place?
Well, Lisa told me that you were talking about how embarrassed you were going to be having me at your wedding.
Did Lisa really say that to you?
Yeah, she basically made me feel like you were thinking all of this, but were just being too kind to tell me. But don't worry. I really don't need you to worry about me at all. I'm totally fine, I swear. I know that I need to stay out of your way and just let the wedding go on undisturbed.
Lisa, I don't really know any other way to make this more clear, but if Lisa really said all that to you, then she has no idea what she's talking about at all. I mean, I'm certainly not embarrassed by you, and I want you at my wedding more than any other guest here. In fact, I'm proud to have you as my sister, and I want everyone to know.
But that isn't what Lisa said to me at all.
Ren, if I really felt that way about you, then why would I even invite you to the wedding in the first place? I mean, if you being here was really going to embarrass me, which it isn't at all, then why would I even go through the trouble of having you here? Just doesn't add up, right? But what I'm most concerned about is why on earth Lisa would even say something like that to you. I mean, what could she have been thinking?
And now here I am, already throwing wrenches into your wedding. I know that you mean well by saying all of this to me, but I want you to know that I really am sorry for ruining your wedding like this.
Ren, you didn't do anything wrong, okay? It's Lisa who is in the wrong here, and I'm not going to let her get away with this.
Hey there, Ren. I was just curious if you were enjoying the plate that I had sent out to you in the hallway. Was it nice sitting on the floor and eating your meal like that? Oh, yes. Thank you so much for asking. The food was just great, yeah. You guys really didn't skimp at all on the catering. Well, I want you to know that I really am sorry about earlier, you know, what with me ripping up your dress like that. Oh, so you did do it on purpose then. I had thought that you might have. I mean, I was pretty surprised when you suddenly flew out into the hall just to try and rip apart the clothes that I was wearing. Well, thankfully, it wasn't like it was even a nice dress to begin with, right? I mean, could you imagine if someone tried to do that to an actually nice dress like mine? But don't worry, I promise that I'll buy you something actually nice and worth wearing at some point in the future. And just where are you right now? I popped my head out into the hall to see if you were still there, and I couldn't see you. Oh, right. Well, that's because I just stepped away to go and use the bathroom, that's all. Still, though, you really just should have known better, don't you think? I mean, did you really think that you belonged at a place like this? Don't you realize that you're an outsider? Nobody wants you here, huh? Half the reason I wanted you out in the hall was so that the people at the table wouldn't have to be subjected to sitting with you.
How dare you treat the person to whom I owe so much like that?
Excuse me? What are you talking about right now? Who are you even talking about?
I don't get it, Lisa. Do you really have no idea at all what you've done? I mean, you really chased my sister out of our own wedding and are making her sit out in the hall? What is the matter with you?
What is the matter with me? I know that you can't really be serious about that, right? I mean, didn't you see the way that she was dressed? I was talking to her earlier and she was telling me all about how she had gone out and gotten some fancy dress to wear to our wedding, but she showed up in rags. Surely you must have noticed that too, right, Michael? You don't really think she was dressed up nicely for the wedding, do you?
Wait a second. Let me try and get this straight then. Are you telling me that the reason you kicked my own sister out of our wedding was because you didn't like her dress?
But of course that wasn't the only reason. There's also the fact that your sister just wouldn't fit in. I mean, what would she even talk to other people there about? You know what I mean, don't you? Do you really think that your sister fits in with the guests that I've invited at all?
What do you mean? Why does it matter if she fits in? It's not a social club or something. It's our wedding and everyone here is here for us.
Right, but I just mean that she only has her high school diploma. Don't you see how she would just totally clash with the atmosphere of the wedding? Surely you can see the point I'm trying to make here, right?
What on earth are you talking about? Do you really think that you need a break? I don't even know what to say to you.
But I was just trying to think of you. And when it seemed like Ren was finally starting to listen to what I had to say, she finally seemed to give in when I told her this was what you wanted.
And you didn't think that I would be upset over you lying to my sister for my sake?
But, I mean, I thought that you and Ren didn't even get along all that well to begin with. You guys haven't even seen each other for years before this, isn't that right?
That's only because Ren lives and works so far away. It isn't that I don't want to talk to her or see her or anything like that. We've talked about this.
But I really did think that it was because you two didn't get along.
Well, that isn't the case at all. I mean, I owe her so much, actually. You know that Ren and I were only raised by Mom until I was in middle school when she died? After that, my sister had to take on all of Mom's duties and give up her dreams just to take care of us both. She raised me all the way until I finished high school.
Oh. Well, I guess that I just never really realized fully.
Well, I don't see how that can be when I explained this to you over and over again. Or was I in the wrong for thinking that you were actually listening to what I was saying?
No, it isn't like that at all, I swear to you. I guess I just forgot with so much going on about the wedding, but I remember you saying all of that now.
Don't lie to me, Lisa. I know that you're only remembering because I'm saying it now. But now I see that in spite of all of that, you're just throwing out my sister because you don't like her.
Please, you have to believe me, it isn't like that at all.
Do you know what? I don't think that I can do this. The wedding is off. I'm going to take Ren and we are going home.
Wait, no, please don't go. I'm begging you, you have to rethink this, Michael, please. I've changed my mind. Your sister can be in our wedding. Tell her to come in. Please, I've changed my mind. It's okay. I really don't mind at all. You can't just call off the wedding. Ren, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I've done a lot of thinking about it, and I think I want you to be at the wedding after all. Oh, really? You mean it? What changed for you? And here I was getting used to sitting out here. It was nice and quiet, and the staff keep the floor here so clean. It's great, actually. No, please, we can't have my sister-in-law out in the hallway. You have to come inside. I insist. Please, I think that you and Michael and I all just need to sit down and talk a bit. Hold on a second. Don't tell me that Michael got mad at you about this, did he? Oh, wait, I don't... How did you know that? Well, Michael actually stepped out in the hallway earlier. He asked me what I was doing out here, and when I explained it to him, he got really mad. I had a feeling that he might have done something, but I get the feeling that you're taking the brunt of his anger right now. No, it's nothing like that at all, honestly. You're my husband's sister, so since we're going to be family, obviously you should be there for the wedding. Please, I was so stupid to even ask you to sit out there. Yeah, I don't really understand why you thought it was a good idea to do that either. What do you mean? Well, obviously the groom is going to get upset if you're throwing his family out of the wedding. Obviously, I don't mind obliging you, but I guess because I did, Michael finally realized the kind of person you really are. So I guess that's one good thing to come out of this. Oh, wait a second. Is this really Lisa I'm talking to right now? That's right. It's your poor, stupid sister-in-law, Lisa. But I guess if I'm the stupid one, then that just begs the question of what you are. I guess that's exactly what Michael is finding out right now, though. Wait, so you were just pretending to be stupid this whole time? I wouldn't say pretending so much as I just wanted to see how long you would really think I was going to go along with everything you were saying. But then, what about the dress? Did you really pick a dress that ugly on purpose? I will say that you got me there. I did choose that dress knowing that you were going to pick on me for it. But I didn't think you would go so far as to attack me over it. Then you tricked me! I don't believe it! Well, I guess you have no choice now that Michael tells me the wedding is off. Thank goodness is all I can say, though. I would hate to be a part of your family and you mine. Wait, just hold on for a second. I know that I might have overreacted a little, but I really do love Michael, and I really do want to get married to him. I see. And you thought that throwing me out in the hallway was going to be good for that? In fact, I actually heard a bit about the drama that was unfolding inside the wedding hall earlier. What do you mean? You really heard all that? Well, it was hard not to when I was sitting out in this quiet hall. But man, your dad was really laying into you. I bet every single guest at your wedding heard what he was saying. Going on and on about how you were so close to marrying a doctor and you screwed it all up. He even said that he bought a new car because he was hoping to rope my brother into helping him pay for it. And then he told you that you were going to have to help him pay it off instead. No, that didn't have anything to do with our wedding at all. Please, you have to help me. I really wasn't after Michael's money at all. But it's true that you do have a lot of debt, don't you? Are you telling me that your plan wasn't to have my brother help you? You even heard my dad yelling about my debt? That's right. You thought you were kicking me out of the wedding, but you basically gave me the best seat in the house. All I had to do was put my ear up against the wall and I could hear everything clear as day. Anyways, I suppose that's really all there is to say about this, yes? Wait, no, please, we're not through here. Well, I'm not sure what else there is to talk about, except of course for the fact that you'll be paying for all of the wedding preparations. And you'll probably have to return all the wedding gifts, too.
Hey, Ren. I really just wanted to say again how sorry I am for everything that you had to go through today. I mean, I really just had no idea that Lisa was that bad, you know? How could she have thought that was ever okay?
Well, I'm just glad that you realized all of this before the two of you got married. I was wondering how long it was going to take you to realize just the kind of person that Lisa really was.
You mean that you've really had your suspicions about Lisa this whole time?
Pretty much. I think ever since we first met, she had always acted like she was so much better than me. And I just remember thinking that I couldn't believe that you were really going to marry this woman. I mean, I guess I just assumed that you being a doctor would have given you a better eye for people like her.
I see what you mean, but I really did think that she was a sweet girl. She had always been so kind to me. But I just can't believe that you let yourself be insulted and subjected yourself to her treatment of you for my sake.
Well, you're my brother, and I wasn't going to try and open any can of worms until you found out for yourself. Anyways, I'm just glad that you saw that I did. I guess all's well that ends well, really.
You know, this is just another reason why I respect you so much, Ren. You are really a tough person. I really don't think that I could have ever gotten to where I am in life without your help.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I am pretty amazing now that I think about it. But don't sell yourself short. After all, it was you doing all the hard work of getting through med school.
Ren, thank you so much. I know I don't say it enough.
You know, for my speech, I really did want to talk about how proud I am of how hard you worked to achieve your goals. But maybe I'll just hold off on telling exactly what I wanted to say until you find the right person.
You're right, but I can't wait to hear that speech.
Well, you'll hear it. But just know that you don't have to feel bad for me today. I'm always going to be there for you, no matter what.
But that's just why I do feel so bad and why I am so grateful for you.
It's no problem at all. I mean, thank you so much for caring about me. I'm glad that after all these years we can still be so close. I mean, you even hung up some of my art as decorations for your wedding. You have no idea how touched I was at seeing that.
I really enjoy those drawings and I want you to know that. Even Lisa's guests were all admiring them and wondering about who their artist was. So thanks again for letting me hang them up for free. I really appreciate it. But I also really do think that you're just a stellar artist. But you had to pull all of that aside to raise me.
Well, it's not like I've completely given up on my dreams of being an artist, you know. Yes, I had to set them aside for more important things, like you, but I still practice every day and I know I'll make it big one day.
You don't know how much it means that you just said that to me. I really am so lucky to have you as my sister. Thank you so much for everything today, Ren. I really just can't say that enough.
Well, I guess I just have to say that I'm looking forward to the next wedding and hopefully it goes better than this one. Oh, oops, I almost forgot something really important.
Really? What is it?
Hey Lisa, are you there? I just wanted to have a quick little chat with you. I just thought you should know that you are going to have to pay for the repairs to the dress that I was wearing today. Wait a second. My wedding gets ruined and canceled, and you're still going to make me pay? Please, can't we just never ever talk to each other again and leave it at that? Well, I will be more than happy to do that as soon as you pay for the damages to the dress. It was a $5,000 rental, by the way, and if you try and get out of this, I will sue you. Hold on a second. Are you seriously telling me that dress that you were wearing was $5,000? But you just got it as a prank to pull on me, right? You really paid $5,000 for that? That's right, but don't worry, I didn't pay that much because I thought you would rip it, though you did. Please, just give me a break. I mean, you probably just want $5,000 from me, don't you? No, this is really just about doing what is right and making sure that you pay for your actions. Wait a second, I remember now. You're that wannabe artist, aren't you? Yeah, I remember your brother crying to me about how it was his fault that you had to quit your dreams. But you know what I think? I think you're nothing but a hack. Your art is terrible, and you never ever stood a chance. You really have no idea what you're talking about. I just wish you knew how foolish you really look right now. You're the one who's foolish. Did you see the art in the wedding hall? It was a beautiful underwater scene. It was what someone like you could never see the value of. Your uneducated brain couldn't begin to understand its significance. Interesting, though, considering that the one who painted that one was me. Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't get it. I mean that Michael asked me if he could display it at his wedding, and I said yes. I actually really like that one as well, so I can't say you have poor taste. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. Wait, you're kidding me. Are you telling me that you were the one who painted that painting? That's right, and I'll be giving you the bill for my dress, by the way. Have a nice life. Wait, no, please. You win. Just make it stop. I'll change. We can be friends. Please, let's just put this behind us. Wow, you really work fast. The moment that you find out I'm a famous artist, you immediately try to cozy up with me. Though we both know that you had no idea you were actually complimenting me, but you did anyways. So thanks again. No, please don't go. Hold on, I can change, I promise. Yeah, that's going to be a no from me, but you go on and have a nice life now. Maybe think about the way you've treated me. Now everyone knows the horrible person that you really are. After that, I blocked Lisa on everything and cut all contact with her completely. She was forced to pay for the wedding cancellation fees as well as her debt. Lisa had to take on more debt to pay all of those, and because she had never worked a day in her life, she quickly found herself spiraling financially. She tried to scam her parents to help her, and soon the whole family was in trouble, all because of Lisa's selfishness and recklessness. As for me, after the wedding, I went back to my house and have continued to pursue my dream of being an artist. Next year, my art is going to show up on an exhibition for the first time ever. I'm excited to invite Michael so that then maybe he can not feel so bad about the fact that I had to help raise him. And I'm still looking forward to giving him his wedding speech one day.
Hey, Shirley. Want to grab some food with me today, too?
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for the invitation, but I'm going to hold off for today. Let's go again later.
What? Why not? I wanted to go to the new boba tea place in the mall. Oh, why won't you come with me?
I really have a lot to do today, so I can't go with you, but do you have money though?
What do you mean?
Well, you always seem to forget your wallet at home or something.
Yeah, I know. I always think that I need to remember to bring it, but I always forget it somehow. I'm such a clumsy girl. Can't be helped, I guess.
Even if it can't be helped when you forget your wallet, every time you borrow your money when you don't have your wallet with you, I don't think you've ever returned the money. Like, ever.
Really? I don't know. I forget about it. I always thought I paid you back. Sorry about that. I'll be sure to pay for all of it later.
When is later? Literally, what are you going to pay? It's not just me either. You've been borrowing from a lot of people, doing the exact same thing you said to me. If you don't have any money, you really shouldn't be inviting people out to go any places to eat or drink, right?
Why would you say such a thing? That's so mean, trying to leave me out. I don't want to be left out when everyone else is going out.
It's not that we're trying to leave you out. Even if you can pay, we're more than happy to go out with you. But you clearly don't have any intention of paying. And you keep saying you forgot your wallet. We don't want to take you out either. Altogether, I think you owe me like $300.
That much? No way! You're being way too dramatic. Complete exaggeration.
I have all the receipts from when you borrowed money from me. I checked yesterday to tally it all up, and that's how much it was. Until you're able to pay me back, I'm not going to go anywhere with you.
I can't get in touch with any of the other moms either. They're all avoiding me. Do you know where they are?
Stacy, are you listening to me?
I'm listening. I'll pay you back when I can pay you back.
That's not the point of this.
So, what about the others? Are you with Kim too?
Yeah, she's here. We're all on vacation with the people that get along well.
Hang on. What do you mean, get along well? What about me?
I thought that you didn't have money, so I didn't invite you.
That's so mean. You left me out? I thought I was part of the group, though.
I mean, usually you're a part of it, yeah, but you never pay. Even when we go out to eat together, just like you deserve to be paid for.
That's just because I'm always unlucky. How could you just leave me out like that? That's so mean. I thought we were friends and we got along. Where are all of you guys going?
We're all going out to one of our weekend getaway resorts.
Weekend getaway resort? That's not fair. Where are you now?
We're all about to get on the shuttle now.
What? Which getaway?
The one we always go to. Why?
I'm gonna head over now.
Huh? What do you mean?
If I hurry up and drive over, I should be able to catch up to you guys, right? I'll go find the sitters right away. I'm sure I'll beat the shuttle anyway.
But we've only reserved for us at the getaway.
Oh, I'm sure it'll work itself out. I want to go with you guys for sure. I don't want to be left out all alone.
But we literally haven't reserved for you. What are you going to do when you show up? What about gas money?
Stop pretending like I'm someone who has no money. I'm totally fine. All right, I'm heading over now.
We're just gonna go to the resort with just ourselves. We can't just keep waiting for you.
Oh, come on. You guys can wait up a little bit.
We already have everything planned out. We aren't moving with you as the main person in this event. We can't do that. Sorry to break it to you.
Just keep that negativity to yourself. Just hang out and wait for me. I'll be there in like 2 hours. Alrighty, see you then. I'll message you when I get there. I'm here. Where are you guys? Hello? Where are you guys staying? Miss Shirley, I've made it here.
I see. We're already at our hotel. We're gonna go head out and sightsee, so bye-bye.
Wait, hang on. Where are you guys? I didn't hear what hotel you guys are staying at. I can't just go there on my own. Can you guys come get me?
Did you bring your wallet?
Huh? Why?
If you drove here, you definitely brought your wallet and some money, right? First, you need to pay me my $300. Then you can also pay back the rest to everyone else, okay?
No, I can't do that. Just tell me where to go. I forgot my wallet, but someone will spot me, right?
No one is going to spot you. Also, just like I said before, we haven't saved you a spot. You literally won't be able to stay with us.
What? I'm sure I can stay. There's got to be at least one empty room, right? Couldn't you have asked when you checked into the hotel? Why didn't you?
Oh my god, Why do I have to do all of that for you?
Because we're friends, of course. You can at least do that for me. I still can't even believe that you left me and only me out anyway.
You're just being annoying now. Let me just make it clear. I'm not going to tell you where we're staying. If you're dead set on coming with us, you have to pay us back for what you owe us.
Oh, but I came all the way out here. I literally can't believe I can't stay with you. And you won't even spot me? That's so mean. Honestly, I thought we were all gonna just go home together anyway, so I actually only rented a car to drive here.
How could you count on other people that much? I don't understand at all.
If you're not gonna spot me, someone else can. I'm not picky about where the money comes from. I'm sure someone else will pay for me, right? Can you ask them for me? No one is replying to any of my texts or calls.
Of course they're not replying. Right now, we're all reading your text messages together.
What? You're the worst. How could you make me look so bad in front of everyone?
You're seriously starting to cause us a headache. Can you start catching on already? You need to pay us all back for the exact amount that you owe us. Every single penny that you owe.
Oh, do I really owe you all that much? I'm sorry, I didn't know. Seriously, sorry. After this whole vacation, I'll be sure to pay you back. I just want to have fun with everyone is all.
Seriously, you're just like a broken record. I'm getting tired of this conversation. So, I'm gonna have Noreen contact your husband.
What? Noreen is there too?
Yeah, she is. Noreen's husband is a coworker of your husband, and also friends too, right?
I didn't realize that Noreen was with all of you too.
Yeah, I know. Because you always told her to stay quiet, since you didn't want your husband to know. You were always afraid of your husband finding out.
My husband and her husband are together today too. Who would have thunk?
Really? Perfect. I'll have them talk right away.
Please, no, I'll pay you all back. I didn't have enough money for when my husband gave me my allowance each month.
Huh? Really? But all your wallets and bags are all brand name. The LV wallet that you always keep in your Chanel bag, and yet you somehow forgot it every time. Were you really trying to save money? Or were you just spending it all on random things?
Okay. Next month, I swear. I'll pay all of you back, I promise. That's enough, right? Please tell Noreen not to tell. I'm begging you right now.
I think she already told him.
What? Hang on a sec. Where are you right now? Let me explain everything.
I think it's only a matter of time before your husband finds out about you too. Does that mean your husband didn't know you were out here?
He doesn't know anything. I'm the one that manages all of his income, so he doesn't know how much I take out.
Ah, so he didn't know that you would always lie about forgetting your wallet and annoying people?
Yes, exactly. That's why I don't want you to tell him. What am I supposed to do? Can you tell him it's all a misunderstanding? If you just find a way home for me, I'll leave you all alone this time.
Of course I'm not going to lend you anything. You say this time, but we're not going to do anything with you. Not until you pay us back in full.
What? My kids too? You should feel bad for the kids. That's so mean.
The kids are kids, so I wouldn't do such a thing. That would actually be mean. I don't mind if our kids play together as much as they want. But we're not going out for lunch or tea. In fact, we're not going to go anywhere with you. Never. Until you pay us all back.
Oh, my husband is calling me right now. What do you think I should do? I have to go home in a hurry. Can you just spot me a little bit for the bus then?
Where's the LV wallet you always carry?
I really only had enough for the one-way here. What should I do?
It has nothing to do with us anymore. We didn't even invite you anyway. You're the weird one here, expecting to have people paying for you when you came out here. You should probably contact your husband and tell him everything that happened. Maybe you should start by apologizing to him. Alright, we're going to go have fun at the gateway now. Hope you can find your way home. Stacy ended up answering the phone and confessing everything to her husband. Her husband was confused, but came to pick her up anyway. This whole debacle caused her husband to catch on. He found out about her lavish spending on all her belongings, and he was furious. All of the brand name things were sold, and the husband decided he would be the one managing the money now. She was forced to pay everyone back using the money from selling the brand name goods. Although she paid everyone back, she decided to start working a part-time job. She apparently stopped getting invited to lunch by all her friends.
I've come to learn that Avery is from an only mother household. I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed by hearing about this. Andrea, are you sure you're not confusing me with someone else right now? Why would you think that? You're Avery's mom, right? Kelly or something like that? Well, I just never assumed that you'd contact me out of the blue saying things like that. And yes, Avery comes from a single mother household. But what does that have to do with you? Recently, when I came over to meet you, I was surprised. Not even you seemed to care that much about your own situation, and I was really left wondering about you. Having a single mother household is really uncool, you know. I was wondering why nobody had ever talked about you both living that way, and I finally had to end up learning about it. Uncool? Andrea, I'm sorry. I really don't have a clue what you're trying to say to me. If you don't get to the point here, I'll never be able to understand you. Of course you don't understand me, do you? The fact that Avery only had a single parent growing up that raised him is way uncool. And it's fair to say that you'll never be able to realize just how uncool the both of you really are. Andrea, are you talking down to me right now? Well, I wouldn't say that I'm talking down to you in any sense, but oh, maybe I am actually. A person like you as Avery's mother is not what I wanted to see. And why are you acting like this right now? Is there even a good reason for you going out of your way today to text me about this? You could say the good reason is to keep you in check, I guess. Keep me in check? For what reason, though? If you really want your son to end up becoming happy with me, please don't come to our wedding, okay? LOL. Huh? I think that the both of us don't want anyone else knowing that you've been his single mother this whole time, right? LOL. If you don't show up, we can just say that his parents weren't able to make it, and we'll leave it at that. But if you did come and had no man to accompany you, then everyone would know the truth. LOL. Even if other people learn about me, it's the truth and there's nothing anyone can do about it. And I'd like to know what's wrong about raising my son in a single-parent household. I made sure to raise Avery into my perfect little man. I never said there was anything wrong with Avery. I'm only saying there's something wrong with you. LOL. With me? You ended up getting thrown away by your husband, and now you'll turn into a lonely and old grandma because of it. Don't you feel that by coming to our wedding, you could curse the two of us or something? If you really want to care about the two of us, stay away from the wedding, please. You can look through the window or something, but just don't come inside the building. What are you talking about? I was thrown out by my husband? Have you never even talked with Avery about any of this? This is going to be Avery and my wedding, so I'd like for you to listen to what I want. And one other thing, don't say anything to Avery that could cause any one of us to regret this, okay? If you end up having him lose trust in me or something, I will never, ever forgive you. If you're praying for your son to end up happy, you have to pray for my happiness as well, right? But don't you feel that all of this is asking way too much from me? I have every single right as Avery's mom to come and see him get married on his very special day. Well, I have nothing else to say to you. Please and thank you, Kelly. And make sure you don't say anything stupid to Avery. You have to make sure that the two of us can remain happy together forever. Say anything stupid? What am I supposed to say then? Avery, have you not spoken to Andrea at all about our situation? About what happened with your dad and about this family?
When you say dad, what do you mean? Of course I told her about him. And everything I could about him, at least. What's going on with you, Mom?
Well, if you've told her about him, that's a start. But I think she's misunderstood something you brought up to her.
Misunderstood something about Dad?
It doesn't really matter. I'm just glad that you did, in fact, talk to her. By the way, how have things been going with wedding preparations? Are you making it by all right? I'm aware that you also have to keep up with work while preparing, but just know that you can take a break whenever you need one.
I'm fine, Mom. I've been doing pretty well, actually, with everything.
Are you and Andrea working well together to get everything worked out?
Actually, Andrea really hasn't done anything to help.
What? But this is the wedding for the two of you, right?
Seems that Andrea is preoccupied with a couple other things right now. She goes home to her parents all the time and has various things happen over there.
Is that so? When I had last talked with her parents and everything, they didn't make it seem like they were all that busy.
Is that so? Well, recently it just seems that Andrea's become really busy. I haven't really had time to worry about what she's been up to. But maybe it's time I checked in with her about it.
Well, she is going to become your wife, right? The both of you are going to be living life together from now on, so it's best that you talk with her whenever you can.
Now that you mention it, there is something that's been on my mind.
What's that been? I shouldn't really have to be thinking about this at all, but you're still not planning to come to the wedding today, right? Huh? Of course I plan on coming to my son's wedding. Well, if that's going to be the case, then I'll let the front know not to let you in, LOL. Excuse me? That's not something you should be telling them on the day of the wedding, right? Didn't I tell you this already before, though? I get that it's hard for you to understand me. To be straightforward, having the mother of a single mother household is too embarrassing for me, so don't come to this wedding. I see that you think you can tell me what to do as though you have some control over me or something. But do you not see what you're asking for right now? I know very well what I want, LOL. I want to make sure that everyone ends up happy, and to make that possible, I have to get you as far away from us today as possible. I want to make sure that Avery can enjoy today without the embarrassment of a single and old mom in the room. I bet that a woman like you is trying to bleed your son dry of all of his money, right? I really hate the thought of that, so I think I'll have us cut ties with you as well. You're even going as far as to tell me that now? You really have little clue of what you're talking about. About what, LOL? If you want to make sure that the two of us have a wonderful life together, you have to sacrifice any connections you have to us, right? A wonderful life, huh? You're saying that me not coming to the wedding will help Avery become happy and have a wonderful life. That's what I'm saying, LOL. I'm aware that Avery has never told you this, but I think he really sees you as a strain on his image. And so, a poor and selfish grandma doesn't need to be here today. We can just keep the fact that you raised him all by yourself as a secret between us. So if you really care about your son and daughter-in-law, then don't come to our wedding. Understood. I won't go. And I'd like for you to cut ties with us as well. I no longer want to hear anything from or see you ever again. Well, up until now, I've never once been the one to contact you. It's always been you contacting me to ask about things or make rude remarks. Well, from now on, I don't want you texting or calling your son either. I just want to make sure you enjoy suffering as a lonely woman all the way until you keel over. Now, I'm going to get ready to enjoy my wedding. Have fun, Andrea. I will do as you wish and stay away from that wedding for you. But I'm sure you'll soon see that me not being there will result in a few problems for you. But if that's what you want from me, then I have no choice. Now, I'll be going. You plan on coming to the wedding, right? Huh? What are you talking about now? I told you that I'm doing as you wanted and am not coming to that wedding anymore. That should be good enough for you, right? Now goodbye. But that's going to screw me! I want to call you right now, so please answer this time. And please come here and attend our wedding. You told me again and again to make sure to never come to that wedding. So why have you had a change of heart? I'm having a really hard time understanding you now, even more than I did before. It looks like my parents are going to get really upset with me if you don't come here. Really? I'm not really sure myself, but when I said that you might not make it today, they got all worked up. I suppose that would happen. Huh? What do you mean? When they learned that I raised a powerful man like my son all by myself, they felt as though I deserved to be happy myself for all my hard work. So they planned to have me at this wedding today to show me that my son would be marrying a supposedly amazing woman like their daughter. And what's even more surprising is the fact that because my son is doing so well for himself, he's become a customer of your family's company. But you ended up telling the mother that raised such an amazing man to stay away from his own wedding. I'd assume that if the wedding gets canceled, that wouldn't be too out of the ordinary, right? They respect you? Why? I knew that my dad's company works with Avery as he's one of the company's customers and all, but, well, I was able to make him into such a respectful and hardworking young man all by myself. And because of that, your parents really respect me for everything I had to sacrifice for Avery. Even Avery really respects me for what I did. And I'm so lucky that he's always there to tell me that. You're the only one that seems to differ, though. You seem to think that because I was a single mother, it's okay to make fun of me. You even went as far as to ask me to stay away from the wedding and to cut ties with you after all. That's what they're thinking about? Well, I've been thinking about what'll happen after we get married. I know that for the two of us to become happy, we no longer need you around. And that's the selfish idea you've stuck with, correct? What makes Avery happy is his choice. And I know dang well that to him, he'd never think of cutting ties with me to make himself happy. I think that your ego is getting in the way of everything, especially your marriage. But in reality, all you care about is the fact that the money you plan to use will go away if he stays in touch with me, correct? You don't like the idea of that, do you? Huh? You hate thinking about the thought of me one day asking him for all his money as I get older, right? And that's why you decided that the only way to fix your problem of having me around is to get rid of me as soon as possible. That's not exactly... And it looks as though you thought getting rid of me would be easy. But you don't have the permission of either your own parents or my son in doing something as self-centered as that. Have you been unaware this whole time of the fact that your parents and Avery like me and want to respect me? I think you should start looking at life through a clear set of eyes, ones that aren't obstructed by your selfishness. Well, I never knew something like this could happen. Avery has been looking around for you to see where you're at and wants you back here right now. I'm not going there now. You wanted me out of the place. Huh? So you're really not coming to see our wedding? Of course. Why don't you take a little responsibility for what you asked for? And another thing before we're done here. I know that you've been making fun of me as if my husband had left me long ago and had me take Avery from him as well. But really, all that happened was my husband passing away. Avery told me that he told you all about what happened, but it seems you didn't listen to him, right? I didn't know about that. I guess I might not have heard him. That's right. I asked Avery about this. He tells me that every so often you seem to go into a world of your own. Why's that? Huh? I don't have a world of my own. What if I told you that I know the reason why? What do you want to say to me? Up until now, Avery and I have worked together to make sure that the both of us survived. But Avery and I never thought I'd be asked to stay away from the wedding. When I told him about that, he said he had something on his mind regarding you. Come back here right now, please. Can you please not tell him about any of this? I understand now that you're freaking out and would love for me to be there, but I'm through with you. I cannot be asked to come to a wedding for someone as irresponsible as you. And to make sure you pay for everything you've said to me, I'm going to let them all know. I've let them all know about how you've been cheating on my son. Huh? What are you talking about, Kelly? There's no way I'd ever do that. Stop saying things like that to me. You might have thought nobody knew about what you were doing, but I made sure to do some research on you. On me? I had wanted my son to end up being happy with you, and so I wasn't going to look into anything. But now that I have, and after the ways you've treated me, I have to say that I do not agree with this wedding, and so that's why I'm not going. Of course, I'm planning on telling Avery about you cheating on him, and I hope that means he'll take action against you, like getting a settlement. I'm sure your parents are tired of you as well, right? Wait, please, Kelly. You're going way too far now. Don't you feel like you've done enough to me already? Please, just come to the wedding and just forget about anything that's happened between us. I just want for this wedding to get back on track and for your son and I to be happy. Can we act like none of this has ever happened? Andrea, you can't take back everything you've said to me now. And now you're going to have to live with the regrets of all the actions you've taken until now. I can see that you both won't be married anymore, so good job. Next time, you should try a little better at gaining everyone's respect. At least this time you didn't have to have some moneyless grandma at your wedding, right? Well, it doesn't matter, because your wedding has gone to crap anyway, LOL. And just after I had finished talking with Andrea, I let my son know about what was going on, and he canceled the whole wedding. And it seems after that, they even said goodbye to any chance of getting married. Then, once both her parents realized what had happened, they expressed their clear disappointment in her and said for her to never come back to their house. Andrea anticipated getting married to Avery and moving in with him, so she had already quit her job. But now she realizes she's going to be without any money and went into an extreme panic. And as for the man she was with behind Avery's back, he learned she had no more money and threw her away as well. And so, in the end, Andrea lost everything due to her selfishness. I'd say this is a great case of her getting what she asked for, and I hope that the next time she finds a man to marry, she acts a bit wiser about how she treats their parents. Well, that's if there is another man. LOL.
Is all of the construction coming along well over there? I'd like to get into that new house as soon as possible.
It looks like it. I'd say to give the contractors a little bit longer and they'll have the new house ready for us.
Really? So things are moving along pretty quickly. It's only been a month since they started to work on the house, right?
Well, you've been asking for the house to be done ASAP, so I've been talking to the construction company and pushing them to get things done sooner rather than later.
I see. So even you, who's pretty much useless to me, can still have your rare uses from time to time. We'll be selling the old house. That's fine with you, right? And that means you'll never have to go back to that old place anymore.
I don't plan on going back to the old house anymore, but I do think we should wait a little bit before selling it. I think even after moving out of the place, we should still give ourselves a little bit of time to prepare the new house and get all of the things we want to out of that old place.
But we'll be wasting money by holding on to that house longer. I want that place gone right now, if possible.
If that's what you really want, Mom, then I'm not going to stop you. But let's just wait until we're able to move into this new place before selling that house.
What is with you talking to me like that? Do you think you're in the position to be commanding your mom around like that?
Wait, I wasn't commanding you to do anything, actually. I'm just giving my bit of input is all. Hoping that it might help the situation with selling the old house is all.
Do you even realize that the job you work full-time is that of a janitor? Someone who works such a low-level job as that should not be giving me any form of input into my matters.
Here we go again with you talking about me that way. The only reason I became a janitor in the first place is to help you out after losing Dad a while back. It was a rough time for you then, and I thought it was the right thing to do as your guys' daughter. At the time, the only job that was available was that of becoming a janitor, so that's the one I took. I didn't need any of your help then, but I'm finally around to having a brand new house built for me to live in. I'm very shocked to see that you, of all people, are able to buy land and a house with the kind of work you're continuing to do. I'm glad to see you doing something for me this time, finally giving me the real help I've needed. Well, as long as you're happy to be getting a new house, I'm happy. Now, from what I'm being told, by the end of the week, the house should be ready to go. I'm really looking forward to it. Carter, is what Mom was saying to me really true?
What was she saying to you?
About you moving in and living with her. You didn't mean any of that as the whole family all living in the house together, but rather just you and your family with Mom, right?
Well, of course that's what I meant. Mom has no reason to be living together with you in that brand new house. She despises every little bit of you, and I don't blame her.
Despise me? So even you find it okay for her to look down on me like that?
Well, she's looked down on you for the longest time now, and so have I. But I have to admit that I'm pleased by you. Because if it weren't for all the work you've put in, I wouldn't be able to move into a newly built house with my mom. And I hear that there's a separate house being built as well.
A separate house? Did you really hear about everything from her? All you paid for regarding this house was the land.
I'm so glad I took out a loan for that. Now I'll be able to be back in the same house as her, and we can be one big happy family again. Of course, you're not going to be a part of that, right?
I see. Carter, you don't seem to understand any of what's going on with this new place then. Well, so be it. Mom happens to love you with all her heart, so it'll be perfect for you to come and live with her again. I really hope you guys are able to live happily together again. Somewhere, of course. I can see that the house is complete now. Both Carter and I came to see the place for ourselves. It's a bit smaller than what the two of us were thinking, but oh well. Now, you can leave the rest of the moving in to us, all right? What? What are you talking about, Mom? And actually, why have you and Carter gone to see the new house without me already? Wait, did we not tell you about this before? I've decided that I'll be living in this house together with Carter and his wife. What? Arya, I never planned on living together with you inside this brand new house you built for me. I'm sorry, but I want you to continue paying off the loan on this place, and then after you've done that, go find a home of your own to live in. So, wait, does this mean that this whole time you've been wanting to use me to get that house built for you, but never intended on actually letting me move in with you there? Well, you knew this was coming, right? Why do I have to let you come and live in my new house with me? I've gotten my new house from you now, so there's no more use being around you. Now, you and that low-level job you work can leave me for good. So you had me pay for that whole house for you just to say something like that on the day we should both be moving in there? You should have known something like this was coming, considering you're working such an awful job. Why are you so surprised by what I'm saying now? Did you actually think someone that works as a janitor could move into a newly built home? Arya, you're not like the rest of my family, and I mostly consider you a stranger. I have been working as a janitor in order to give you a new house and support a more relaxed life for you. That's why this whole time I've been working so hard with those contractors to have the house built. You've known about how much I've been saving up for this house, right? How many years it's taken me? And you did a fine job, beyond my expectations. But I never once said that you'd be allowed to come and live in this new house with me, right? I've always wanted to have my amazing son and his lovely wife move in here with me. Those two will be able to give me grandchildren as well, right? That will lead to a life where every day is wonderful for us. What? So it's for that reason that you're going to simply toss me aside now? Of course it is. I'm afraid that when you start needing money from us, you're going to latch on to all of us like some kind of blood-sucking leech and will never let go. So in order to avoid that possibility, I'm making sure we get rid of you right now. Get rid of me? What is wrong with you, Mom? But yeah, whatever, I guess. I understand how things are going to be now. I can finally understand what's been going on inside that head of yours. You must have always thought of me as some idiot that you could take advantage of, huh? I never said you were an idiot, but you might be onto something there. Now, I will thank you this one time for getting me a new house to live in with my beautiful son and his lovely wife. But I do want this house to only be for myself and his family, so you're going to have to stay away. All right, then. I'll get out of here right away. And never come back to the house again. That won't be a problem at all for me. I'm going to follow through with what you've asked from me and leave this place forever. Although I'm not really leaving the place because I never moved in to start with. So I'll make sure I don't have my things taken over there. But now that I feel pretty heartbroken by what's all happened here, I wonder if it'd be all right to just tear that place down? You know, that newly built house. Huh? Have you gone mad now? Stop talking about such a reckless thing. How about instead of going crazy and diving off the deep end, you go out and get yourself a real paying job? I can tear down that house, right? It's the house I had built after all. If you really think you could do such a thing, then go right ahead and try it. But you'll only end up realizing that your word means nothing in this world, and that nobody is going to care to listen to you. This is our house, after all. And once I've told Carter and his wife about how you're not around here anymore, they will be so pleased. This is all so great, isn't it? You were able to put all your life savings into making sure that me and my family are happy. Well, since you don't seem to mind me giving it a go, I'll be there tomorrow to have the house torn down. I hope you'll be looking forward to it. What are you planning on doing, Arya? Why would you start doing something like that? Are you completely screwed in the head or something? To actually come here and start tearing down my home? Did you never think that I'd actually show up here with the bulldozer and start having the house plowed down? How does it feel now to have the brand new house you wanted to call home fall into ruin in the blink of an eye? I had made sure to warn you and everything even. Warn me? I never once thought that you'd seriously be coming over here to destroy my house. To see the house that I had just started moving into be crushed into piles of broken wall and frames? Ah, and as a side note, I made sure to finish all the work of having Carter hand me the duty of paying off the loans on the house and land before the place was completed. What? I'm glad he and I worked on getting all of that done days in advance. I had this feeling before actually starting the construction on the place that you'd try to backstab me at some point. So I'm glad I talked with Carter about all of this before the house was completed. You were talking with Carter all this time? What do you mean? You just tore down a freaking house right in front of my eyes. Do you not realize that what you've done is completely mental? The only thing that seems mental to me is the fact that you planned on kicking the owner of the house out right after having the place built and instead have her brother and his wife move in with you. That's pretty messed up if you ask me. So don't start getting upset with me when you were the one who wanted to do crazy things that way from the start. What about what I did was mental? I just wanted to have Carter and his wife live with me and make things right. I don't feel comfortable living with someone who works a job like you're working. You would never be able to care for me in my old age like him and his wife can, right? Oh? Well, did you know that Carter is making a whole lot less than I am right now? What? That's why I was able to pay off that loan so easily for the house. After talking with Carter a little bit about what was going on with the new house, he told me it would be him and his wife moving into it with you and not me. So before the house was completed, I made sure that things like the loan for the house would be handled by me instead of him, and that the name on the place stayed mine. Are you surprised by all of this? So you're telling me that you paid for the house and everything? And even though you were the one who bought it all, you chose to destroy it? Do you think doing something like that is even remotely okay? You were the one asking me to go right ahead and try it, though. I was? What was I asking you to try? You said that if I thought I could tear down the house, to go ahead and try it. So that's why I went ahead and gave it all a try. Did I not hear you right or something when you said all that to me? Of course you didn't hear me correctly, and now you've really gone and done it. Why would you do something like this to me? Where are we going to be living at now? Well, you were never going to be living in that new house with me, actually. Huh?
But the house was just finished being built and we had already started getting things ready to move in.
Mom, do you really think that a house like that can be built so easily in 1 month? Both you and Carter don't seem to have any common sense.
What are you talking about? What are you trying to say about the two of us?
The only thing that Carter ended up buying was the land for the house.
What?
And the only thing I ended up putting on that land was a prefabricated home. Had you actually planned on having the whole family, including me, be moving into a new house on that land, I would have had a proper house built to hold everyone in it comfortably.
Hold on a second. I'm not really sure what you're getting at here.
But after hearing from Carter that you only planned on having him and his wife move in with you and were going to kick me out, well, I made up a plan to turn the tables on both of you. I thought that just having a big prefab house built on the land would convince you both, and it wouldn't cost me all that much money to do. And since I was the one that paid for it, I'm the one who has the right to tear it apart, right?
I don't think you should be tearing something like that apart, though. So you're trying to tell me that the house you had built there wasn't meant for anyone to live in?
The inside of that place was completely empty, right?
There was no way anyone would be living in that house just yet.
But of course, you guys thought all of that would work, right? And that's why you started to get ready to move in, right? And with what you told me yesterday, I was able to confirm that you were in fact not going to let me live there with you guys. And that I'd be forced to go out and buy my own house thereafter.
So you're telling me that this was all a trap for me? You set me up for this? You are messed up for setting me up like that. I am your mother, aren't I? What kind of nerves do you have to be lying to your mother like that and setting her up to lose the house she's been waiting for?
What was that? I believe it should be me asking you that instead of the other way around. Who was it that lied to me about us both moving into that house together, all while talking down to me because of the job I've been working? Let me ask one other thing. Do you consider yourself a good mother for doing something like that to your own daughter?
I am your mother, so I'm allowed to do whatever I want with you.
I see. That's quite the opinion you have there. But I guess I don't really care about what you think. I've chosen to cut ties to all of you after what's happened here. And you seem to have been wanting that exact same thing. So don't worry, as you are no longer family to me. Is that going to work for you?
That is 100% okay with me. You're not my daughter anymore and never ever will be again. And that's because you just went and destroyed my dream home.
That was your dream home? I guess not all of us happen to have the same expectations when it comes to homes, then. It wasn't even a house at all, though, really. It was just a prefab that I had placed on the land to test and see what you and Carter have really been up to. Of course, had you actually both gone ahead and made it look like you'd actually allow all of us to live in that house, then I was going to go ahead and build the house up properly. That prefab could have been used, and I could have had the contractors that I hired put in some real work to turn the place into an actual home. But the moment I told you the place was finished, you turned on me and said I was not to come live there with you guys. After hearing that from you, I knew what I had to do.
What do you mean you knew what you had to do after hearing that from me?
After hearing that, I knew that you and I couldn't make it work anymore. You think of me as nothing more than a stranger, and now I feel the same about you.
And who cares about any of that now? It's over with. If you want to leave me and Carter behind forever, then go ahead and do so. But once you've left us, what are we going to do about a house?
What do you mean?
I've already gone and sold the old house. It's in the hands of the realtors now, and all I have left to do is clean the rest of my things out of it. Where am I going to live now?
Well, before that house is completely sold by the realtors, you better find yourself a new house and fast. Go ask your favorite child to help you out with all of that as well. Actually, you've already gone and bought some land now, so why not build a place there? That's, of course, after you guys take out some loans to do so for the place. I was able to afford a prefab no problem, so why not start with something like that?
Why is someone like you, who works as a janitor, able to afford more than Carter can? There is something wrong with all that. You are working one of the lowest jobs on the planet.
Say whatever you like about the work I do. You have to remember that in Carter's case, he left his old job after getting married and used whatever money he had to pay for the wedding. And it's only been 2 years since then, and he's just gone now from being a contractor for the new company he's at to working as a full-time employee there. He's already taken out a loan to pay for the land that the house was going to be built on, so until he pays that off, don't expect much money to come from him. But unlike him in his situation, I've been working for 10 years now. Did you know that?
What? It's been that long now?
I've been the one taking my career very seriously, even with you making fun of my job as a janitor. But of course, I'm the one running the company that supplies janitors to companies, so it's not like I'm the one doing all of the dirty work. I happen to be a part of HR, as the leader, actually, and I'm the one that makes the calls on who's hired and who's not, as well as gives input into where we have the company go next. I'm able to make a lot of money, actually, even though you keep believing that I'm working a low-level job. I have to say this job has been very good to me, and I've never had to worry about money for the last 8 years.
What? You're a janitor, but you don't clean or anything?
Just because I'm working for a janitorial company, that does not mean I'm directly a janitor. Yes, I've worked as one for a few years, but after that I started working in HR and moved up from there.
I had no idea that's what was going on there. Are you trying to tell me that you're a regular office worker then?
I wouldn't say regular. Like I said, I'm in charge of the HR department and have a say in a lot of things the company does. Just know that I'm probably making way more than Carter is and will ever make, most likely.
I never knew about any of that. Why did you never say anything to me sooner? Shouldn't you be telling me things like that? Had I known about your real position in that company, I would have changed the way I talk and act around you.
I really don't care about how you talk and treat me, Mom. You've always loved Carter way more than me and never once actually told me that you cared and loved me. It was very clear that you did not want to be bothered with me any, so don't try and make it seem like you would have done so now had you known I had money. I know about how when I told you I'd be building a new house for us two, you immediately called Carter and started talking with him about having him come live with you.
Why do you know about all of that? I never said a thing to you about what I've been talking about with Carter.
You must have forgotten the most important thing about your son, that he's a complete imbecile. Right after you started talking to him about your plans, he turned to me and told me all about it. Bragging about it, actually. About how you always choose to be around him and never me because you despise me, that sort of thing.
Carter did all of that?
Had I never heard anything about that from him, I would have never known that you were going to use me and kick me out the moment the house was ready.
And that's why you talked with him about paying for the house?
Had I never heard a thing from Carter, I would have let him pay for the land and house and just helped pay for the contractors and things like that. But after he told me everything, I said he could pay for the land with his loan and I'd take care of the house for him. And that's when I went out and bought that prefab to see how it would all turn out. Carter didn't even bother to question what I was doing there and just went along thinking it was all okay. He thought that me buying a prefab like that instead of having a proper house being built just meant that he was going to be getting a home for even cheaper.
So you played both of us!
I did? I was never playing you guys. Your son just happens to be a complete idiot. I told him my plans for the house, and instead of him questioning any of it, he just went on his merry way. And remember, I had tried to stop you from selling your old house so early. But you didn't care to listen to anything I was saying.
I thought we'd be able to move into a new house, so of course I wanted my old place gone.
Well, just know that I'm going to be all right after today. I went out and bought my own land and a house to have built on it.
What? You did that without telling me anything?
Without telling you? I don't have to tell you anything about myself. I'm an adult now, and that all has to do with my life. I'm sure that without a place to live now, you and Carter and his wife are going to be left on the streets. But that's what you all deserve, right? Good luck with that, you freaking toxic idiots. In the end, Arya went ahead and started to ignore anything that her mom and brother would say to her and focused all her attention on the new house she was having built in order to start her new life. However, for both her old mother and her stupid brother, they were both left with no place to live and had to move into an old, run-down apartment outside of town. Having to live in such a small and disgusting place together really began to stress out Carter's wife. And before long, she got a divorce from him and moved out to find a better man for herself. This then led to both Carter and his mom getting into fights every single day, all while there was barely any income, making each day feel as though they were pretty much homeless. I think that Arya made the right choice in setting her mother up for failure this way and saved herself a lot of trouble by getting her own place before making her final move.
Katie, why are you living in this tower apartment with us? Seriously, get the hell out of here, you parasite!
What? What the heck are you on about? Aren't you being a little too rude to me saying things like that when we haven't talked in so long?
Rude? How so? The way you've been doing things is the only rude thing that's been happening around us. I've had it up to here with how you try and treat me like an idiot.
You think I'm treating you like an idiot? What are you talking about, Bailey? If you're not gonna talk to me in a way that's easy to understand, then this whole conversation is going to get nowhere.
You're leeching off of my family, right?
Leeching off of them? I am not.
That apartment is where my parents live, as well as my brother.
Yeah, and I'm also living here.
What I'm getting at is that apartment is like my family home. So I want to live there as well with all my family.
Why do you want to come live here?
Have you not heard anything? That place is like my family's home, and so I have the right to come back there for no reason.
Hold on, this place isn't your family house though. It was my husband and I that allowed your parents to come live here with us a while back. If you had talked with them more about that, you would understand the situation.
You're being crazy. You are living in the apartment that my parents rented, and you're living there as a parasite, which is even worse. So stop lying to me, because I already know what's going on there.
They're not the ones that put their names down on this place, though. I'm the one that's paying the rent right now, so...
You really love to lie all day long, don't you, you nasty girl? I think you should leave my brother. That way, I'll be allowed to come live there with my family again. Actually, you don't have to leave him yet, because I'll be coming to live there anyways.
What are you talking about, Bailey? You're not gonna live here. There are no more rooms available for you to live in here.
Have you not heard anything from my mom yet?
Huh? About what? You're not saying that you'll actually be allowed to live here, right?
If you don't like it, then maybe you should leave that place. Because I don't really care about what you think about me coming to live there.
But if you come to live in this apartment, you should care about what I think. Well, whatever. I'm going to check with everyone else about this. Bailey is telling me that she's going to be living here with us now. What's that all about? I just checked with Mom about that, but this all has to be a joke, right?
I only just heard about this myself. I didn't know anything about this. I'm so sorry.
Randy, you get what's going on here, right? If things go any further, I'm not going to be able to handle this.
I understand that, and that's why I'm sorry. I'm already really thankful for what you've allowed my family to do, and so you telling me that anything else is impossible is totally understandable. So that's why I'm planning to say something about this as well. But she's my little sister after all, and I know that she's going to do as she pleases, whether I'm okay with it or not.
If that happens, what are we going to do?
Well, if what I say to her doesn't get her to stop, then we'll have to go with Plan B.
Well, that all depends on what happens at that point, right? Let's wait and see what happens with her, I guess.
You're still not out of that place yet? I'm going to toss all your things, Katie.
Huh? Why would you even say that? And before you answer that, didn't Randy already have a word with you? He should have told you that it'd be impossible to move in with us, right? And whatever happened to the husband you had?
You don't have to worry about any of that, so just shut up and leave. A stranger like you has nothing to do with me, right?
So, no matter what you've been told plenty of times now that it's not possible to move in with us.
Well, my mom said it's fine to move in, so stop trying to go against my family, you stupid woman! They are my family, and you're not!
Really, I'm shocked by all of this. You really will not listen to me. I guess at this point, there's really no point in me going easy on you any longer. What I mean is I'm appalled by you, and you've pretty much pushed me to my limit.
And I'm in the same boat as you right now. Don't you ever forget that it's my parents that are allowing you to live there with them. You're a disgusting little parasite that's stuck to their backs. Are you not embarrassed to be leeching off of your own husband's family?
Don't you think you've had enough of this? All I've heard from you is one rude thing after another, and it's driving me nuts.
Then just leave, and you'll never have to worry about my family again. Coming into my parents' apartment without ever thanking them for it and leeching off of them both. I'm going to live in that apartment of theirs, and you're going to have to leave.
Well, then I'll do just that.
Hurry up and get lost.
And I'll do just that. I'm leaving. But just know that Randy will most likely follow me out as well.
Randy will too? Why would he leave?
Because I've told Randy all about the things you've said to me. And I think he's had enough of you acting like a little brat. So he'll be leaving this apartment as well. And you can do whatever you want.
Why though? Randy doesn't have to leave with you because he's just fine being there. I was hoping that all of us could live together again like old times when we were all younger, but...
No, it's too late for that now. If you have started to get your whole family involved in this, including your brother, then I probably would have divorced him and gone off on my own. But Randy has stayed on my side and has realized that you and your crappy parents are all too selfish to be around, and he wants to end things with all of you. And I'm with him on that.
But ending things with us is far too extreme. Randy really is a dunce after all. I think he'd be better off cutting ties with you.
You're the dunce, Bailey.
Huh?
Well, having to talk to you about things any longer will be a huge waste of my time. Good luck with paying for the rent of that place.
That's not gonna be my problem.
Do you even know how much it costs per month to live in that apartment? I wonder if you'll be able to pay for it.
Huh? Stop fooling with me, Katie. I have a job and work enough to pay for anything I need to there. And it's not like I'm going to have to pay for that place's rent anyway.
Why not?
Because my parents will be paying for the place, so I'm all set. They've been paying for it this whole time, right? I'm just coming back home to them, so they never asked for me to pay. I've never heard of parents ever asking their cute little girl to pay rent.
You really have such an unexplainable confidence in things working out for you. Well, at this point, I don't care what happens to you. Go ahead and do as you please.
And you can get out of my parents' place now, you parasite. But make sure to tell my brother that he can come home anytime he wants when he has enough of you.
Why not tell him yourself? I'll be changing the name on that place to yours for you, okay? So you go ahead and see for yourself how it is there, and then do as you want with that information. I'm going to tell my husband that you don't want anything to do with me anymore. Now goodbye. Answer your phone. What? I'm not going to answer my phone because I'm not in the mood to hear your voice.
Well, this is about the rent here. I think that there's something wrong with all of it. And so I'd like to talk some of this over with you. Now answer your phone. There's no way a place like this would cost me $7,000 a month, right?
What do you mean by that?
Huh?
Why, is there no way they charge you $7,000 for rent? That's how much that place costs to live in per month.
You're lying, though, right? They must have put an extra zero or something on there, right?
Well, that apartment is right in the middle of the city, and it's very spacious, so there's no way a place like that would only be $700 a month, right? Are you starting to freak out a little now that you realize $7,000 a month is something you can't afford?
Wait. What? There's just no way.
But aren't your parents supposed to be the one that's paying the rent? You were so confident in that before, right?
Heh. Right, you have a good point. They'll pay for the rent. Now I can relax myself again.
Well, good luck there.
I never even had to bother myself with talking to you about this. I'll be able to make it here with my parents no problem. I should have just talked with my parents from the start. Goodbye now, you freak.
You don't have to say things like that anymore now that I'm gone. You're the one that came to me with all this anyway. So why would you start acting that way again? Know that you really don't have to talk to me anymore, so bye. Do you think you can stop all of that now? You've called me over 200 times now, and there has to be a limit with you, right? When I didn't answer you the first 5 times, didn't you think to give up? Why are you trying to talk to me so much? What do you want with me?
I'm not going to give up now. They used my card without asking me to pay for this place's rent. Do something about all of that.
Yeah? What do you mean by that?
They used my credit card to pay for this apartment's rent. Can you believe any of this? Were you the one that asked them to do that?
So what you're saying is that your parents weren't going to pay for the place, and so they use your card without asking you to pay?
That's right. Why would they do that to me? I don't think my parents would ever do something like that to me. You must have told them to do this to me.
No way. It's getting time for you to read the air a little, huh?
Read what air?
Your parents are a perfect example of a couple of freeloading idiots. You don't think the two of them using your money to pay for things is ridiculous of them?
My parents have been really happy to have me home and laugh all the time about how they were able to get me back after you left.
And they always acted so happy to have me there because of my money.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, to start, the two of them, your mom and dad, both moved into our apartment without ever asking your brother or if they could live there. And during that time, Randy lost his job and wasn't making anything. And I felt bad thinking that all of this had to go down while he was without a job. And so I started to pay for the rent and everything so that your parents didn't start to fight us. But while I had to pretty much care for your parents' selfish needs as well as Randy and my own, you were off somewhere always texting me about how I was a parasite to them.
Are you kidding me? What? That's what was going on? Why would my parents be that way with you?
They had no more money and had to sell their house. And so they lost their place to live and came to that apartment. But when they came into our apartment to live with your brother and I, they began to take our things and sell them for extra cash. And Randy was getting ready to kick them both out. But then you told us that you come move in, and that was the best news we've ever heard. So we were finally able to carry out our plan B, which was to move out of that place and cut all ties with you. Right now, Randy and I are so happy that you came back.
What the hell?
Well, you guys are all trash. Anyways, you and I have no ties to one another anymore, so do you think we can stop talking now?
Well, I'm not able to get in touch with Randy anymore, so I can only talk to you.
I think he's already gone and blocked you. Not sure, but that seems like something he'd do.
Wait, Katie, I just want you to listen to what I have to say here.
Well, if that's all you want.
My parents have left me here.
What?
They said that if I wanted them gone, that they'd leave me here. And they really did end up leaving me here and running away. I have no idea where they're at now, but they shouldn't have anywhere else to go, right? And they've already used my credit card to pay for this place's rent, so I'm going to have to find a way to pay that off.
I see.
And also, I can't hold this back any longer, so I'll tell it to you straight. What happened with my husband is that he found out I was cheating on him and wanted to get a divorce and was asking me to pay his settlement to him as well. So I thought coming back to you all would give me a way to pay him back for all of that. But I never thought things would only get worse the moment I came back to my family.
Well, that'll happen. You even wanted your parents to help you pay off your settlement, which they didn't, and now you have nowhere left to run and have no money.
I know. So, do you think you can help me?
What do you want me to say to that, Bailey?
Say you will! You're my brother's wife after all! You and I are a family, right? So, helping one another out is what we do when it's needed, right?
I'm humored to see that you want my help now, but who was the one that made a huge fuss about me and kicked me out of my own home? Take some responsibility for that, okay?
But that's... Even if you think that's okay, please, Katie, help me out. I won't be able to pay that $7,000, and if I miss the payments every month, I'll only have to pay more in the long run. I won't ever be able to pay that much, so please help me.
No matter how hard you try asking me, that's not happening.
Why not, though?
Your brother and I have already moved away and have nothing to do with you now. And even after telling you all of this might happen, you still went ahead and let me change the place's renters too, right? I don't know about that settlement you have to pay, but you'd better take care of that soon. If not, you're only going to be digging deeper into all of that debt. I I'm sorry, but I don't think you'll ever be able to live a normal life again after this life. You should have been a little more level-headed about your situation before you began to make stupid decisions, right? Heh. You poor soul. After that, Bailey was never able to pay the rent and ended up getting kicked out of the apartment. Her credit card was maxed out, and so the payment would never be processed, and she still needed to pay her ex after cheating on him. With all of that, she began to stress too much to be able to work efficiently at her job, and so she ended up being fired from her job. She lost her whole family, as well as her place to live, and now she was living a life with nothing more than the clothes on her back. She finally began to see just how stupid she was being with the plan she had made, but it was already too late for her to stop it from playing out, and has been left with a whole lot of situations. I'm sure she has no idea what to do now that would help her back up, and I doubt she ever will. As for my husband and I, we have been working on getting a new place for ourselves that we can call our forever home, and my husband has been trying his hardest with the new job he landed. At some point, him and I would love to forget about the toxic family we had to deal with, and I'm sure with time and a lot of new changes in our lives, that'll begin to happen.